Merlin. O Merlin, in your crystal cave, deep in the diamond of the day, will there ever be a singer whose music will smooth away the furrow drawn by Adam's finger across the meadow and the wave, or a runner who will outrun man's long shadow driving on, burst through the gates of history and hang the apple on the tree? Will your sorcery ever show the sleeping bride shut in her bower, the day wreathed in its mound of snow, and time locked in his tower? Edwin Muir. The Crystal Cave by Mary Stewart. Prologue. The Prince of Darkness. I am an old man now, but then I was already past my prime when Arthur was crowned king. The years since then seem to me now more dim and faded than the earlier years, as if my life were a growing tree, which burst to flower and leaf with him, and now has nothing more to do than yellow to the grave. This is true of all old men, that the recent past is misted, while distant scenes of memory are clear and brightly colored. Even the scenes of my far childhood come back to me now sharp and high-colored, and edged with brightness, like the pattern of a fruit tree against a white wall, or banners in sunlight against a sky of storm. The colors are brighter than they were, of that I am sure. The memories that come back to me here in the dark are seen with the new young eyes of childhood. They are so far gone from me, with their pain no longer present, that they unroll like pictures of something that happened not to me, not to the bubble of bone that this memory used to inhabit, but to another Merlin, as young and light and free of the air and spring winds as the bird she named me for. With the latter memories it is different. They come back, some of them hot and shadowed, things seen in the fire, for this is where I gather them. This is one of the few trivial tricks, I cannot call it power, left to me now that I am old and stripped at last down to man. I can see still, not clearly, or with the call of trumpets as I once did, but in the child's way of dreams and pictures in the fire. I can still make the flames burn up or die. It is one of the simplest magics, the most easily learned, the last forgotten. What I cannot recall in dream, I see in the flames, the red heart of the fire, or the countless mirrors of the crystal cave. The first memory of all is dark and fire-shot. It is not my own memory, but later you will understand how I know these things. You will call it not a memory as much as a dream of the past, something in the blood, something recalled from him, it may be, while he still bore me in his body. I believe that such things can be, so it seems to me right that I should start with him who was before me, and who will be again when I am gone. This is what happened that night. I saw it, and it is a true tale. It was dark, and the place was cold, but he had lit a small fire of wood, which smoked sullenly, but gave a little warmth. It had been raining all day, and from the branches near the mouth of the cave water still dripped, and a steady trickle overflowed the lip of the well, soaking the ground below. Several times, restless, he had left the cave, and now he walked out below the cliff to the grove where his horse stood tethered. With the coming of dusk, the rain had stopped, but a mist had risen, creeping knee-high through the trees, so that they stood like ghosts, and the grazing horse floated like a swan. It was a gray, and more than ever ghostly, because it grazed so quietly. He had torn up a scarf, and wound fragments of cloth round the bit so that no jingle should betray him. The bit was gilded, and the torn strips were of silk, for he was a king's son. If they had caught him, they would have killed him. He was just 18. He heard the hoofbeats coming softly up the valley. His head moved and his breathing quickened. His sword flicked with light as he lifted it. The gray horse paused in its grazing and lifted its head clear of the mist. Its nostrils flickered, but no sound came. The man smiled. The hoofbeats came closer, and then, shoulder-deep in mist, a brown pony trotted out of the dusk. Its rider, small and slight, was wrapped in a dark cloak. Muffled from the night air, the pony pulled to a halt, threw up its head, and gave a long, pealing whinny. The rider, with an exclamation of dismay, slipped from its back and grabbed for the bridle to muffle the sound against her cloak. She was a girl, very young, who looked round her anxiously until she saw the young man, sword in hand, at the edge of the trees. "You sound like a troop of cavalry," he said. "I was here before I knew it. Everything looked strange in the mist. No one saw you? You came safely?" "Safely enough. It's been impossible the last 2 days. They were on the roads night and day." "I guessed it," he smiled. "Well, now here you are. Give me the bridle." He led the pony in under the trees and tied it up. Then he kissed her. After a while she pushed him away. "I ought not to stay. I brought the things. So even if I can't come tomorrow—" She stopped. She had seen the saddle on his horse, the muffled bit, the packed saddlebag. Her hands moved sharply against his chest, and his own covered them and felt her fast. "Ah," she said, I knew even in my sleep last night you're going." "I must, tonight." She was silent for a minute. Then all she said was, "How long?" He did not pretend to misunderstand her. "We have an hour, 2, no more," she said flatly. "You will come back?" Then, as he started to speak, "No, not now, not any more. We have said it all, and now there is no more time. I only meant that you will be safe, and you will come back safely, I tell you. I know these things. I have the sight. You will come back." "It hardly needs the sight to tell me that. I must come back, and then perhaps you will listen to me." "No." She stopped him again, almost angrily. "It doesn't matter. What does it matter? We have only an hour, and we are wasting it. Let us go in." He was already pulling out the jeweled pin that held her cloak together as he put an arm round her and led her towards the cave. "Yes, let us go in." And that is the end of the prologue.